A mother was filming her children as they played calmly inside their bedroom, never imagining that it would be anything more than just another ordinary video. The moment seemed completely innocent, until something unexpected revealed itself, turning the recording into something deeply disturbing. While recording, the woman doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary, but when she watches the footage more carefully, a mysterious female figure can be seen in the background, partially hidden, almost camouflaged by the darkness of the room. Look closely at this detail. She is there the entire time, silent and unnoticed as the scene unfolds. Once you spot her presence, it's nearly impossible to look away. The mother herself claims she has never witnessed anything like this inside her home and cannot explain who or what that figure might be. Pay attention to where she appears and the way she seems to be watching from a distance. Could it be someone who entered without being seen? Or something that simply should not be there at all? That uncertainty is what makes this video even more unsettling, because there is no clear answer, only the uncomfortable feeling that something was watching those children the entire time. In 2023, a disturbing recording captured by a Ring doorbell began circulating on social media. The video was shared by an Airbnb host in Nashville, Tennessee. It was already past midnight when, without warning, the guests were confronted with an unexpected presence outside the house. Watch carefully. The figure that appears seems completely disoriented. The movements are erratic, almost compulsive. Something is clearly not right. The person behaves as if they're in a manic state, scanning the area, searching for something or someone. Notice this detail. She frantically searches the area, as if looking for a key. At several moments, she tries to force her way inside. When she realizes she can't get in, she climbs the stairs and begins testing other doors, one by one. The persistence is unsettling. It doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels intentional. After the video went viral, Kay, the Airbnb owner, explained that the police were called, but there was no confirmation that the individual was ever located. That detail alone makes the situation even more disturbing.
Just to see that and to see, if your door would have been unlocked, like what could have happened? Nobody was hurt in that apartment complex. People did call the police. It was a woman. So they did call the police on her. I don't know what was done after that, but that just, gives me more clarification to never leave your key underneath the mat, never walk in and just leave your door cracked or unlocked. Always lock your door behind you. Always be aware, be aware of your surroundings and just...
Now think about this. What if one of those doors had been unlocked? Notice how a single oversight could have changed everything. That's why you should never leave spare keys hidden. Never leave a door just cracked open, and always stay aware of your surroundings. Sometimes, danger is standing right on the other side of the door. This recording takes us into the absolute isolation of a dense forest, where a couple lives surrounded by nothing but the silence of the wilderness. As a precaution, they monitor the entire property with surveillance cameras, expecting to capture nothing more than wild animals. But on a recent night, the cameras recorded something very different, something that turned that night into a true nightmare. What appears in the footage does not behave like anything they had ever seen before.
What is that? Probably that coyote.
Right there. What the heck?
Is that coyote?
No.
That's not a coyote. That's a fucking person. I'm gonna get the shotgun.
Where's the dog?
Wow.
Well, you better go now.
What the fuck? What the fuck, man? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. The rooster's not too happy. Where's the dog? There's the dog. Why is she in her freaking pen?
Look.
What the?
The moment the motion sensor is triggered, the alarm goes off. On the monitor, a disturbing figure can be seen wandering across the property. Look closely at its anatomy. The way it moves doesn't seem natural, almost as if its joints don't follow the logic of the human body. Notice the uneven steps, the unnatural posture. At first, the creature runs off toward the forest at an astonishing speed. The couple tries to stay calm, believing that whatever it was has gone away. But that sense of relief doesn't last long.
Yeah, but you see where it's standing?
Yeah, it's looking in the window at you.
It's out our window. What?
It's a good way to get shot in the face.
And the dog's just staring.
So why is the damn dog not barking?
Oh my God.
What is that?
I don't know.
Now, the situation changes completely. The figure returns and moves dangerously close to the house. Pay attention to this detail. Before fleeing once again, everything suggests that the entity stops in front of the window, as if it were observing the inside of the home. The proximity is terrifying. In the final seconds of the recording, the creature is seen sprinting toward the family's vehicle. At that exact moment, the footage cuts off abruptly. For the couple, there is no doubt that they encountered something that lurks deep within the forest, emerging only under the cover of night. But now, look at everything carefully and tell me, are we witnessing the recording of a creature still unknown to science, or simply a sinister visitor taking advantage of the darkness to spread fear? A mother named Sammy was simply recording an ordinary moment from her daily life, her twin children playing around the house. The intention was straightforward. She planned to send the video to a friend. Nothing more than that. But what was meant to be a lighthearted recording ended up turning into something deeply unsettling, something she would only notice later.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Quién está en el cuarto?
As the children move in and out of the bedroom, pay very close attention to the audio. You can clearly hear a female voice saying, It doesn't sound like a child's voice, and it isn't distant or muffled. It's clear, firm, and unsettling. Sammy says that at the time of recording, she didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. It was only when she watched the video again, more carefully, that she became aware of that eerie whisper, something that simply should not have been there. After that, something even more disturbing came to light. Sammy later posted an update video explaining an important detail. Her children were still barely able to form complete sentences. Even so, she began noticing that both of them repeatedly pointed toward the bedroom, saying the word Nona. For those unfamiliar, Nona is how they referred to La Llorona, the well-known figure from folklore often called the Weeping Woman.
Me preguntan que con quién estoy, les digo que sola, acababa de llegar con ellos a la casa. Por eso estaba el foco apagado, perdón, y la tele también. No tengo Alexa, para los que me dicen que es una Alexa, no tengo Alexa. También otra cosa, yo no escuché esa voz hasta que yo vi el video porque me lo dicen y ya escucho. No se parece a la voz de mi hijo, por eso subí el video, porque no se parece. O sea, yo conozco a mis hijos, no se le parece. Para mí se escucha una voz de mujer. Y otra cosa es que, pues ellos no hablan todavía, tienen 2 años, o sea, no hablan así tan corrido como se escucha en el video. No pronuncian bien las palabras aún, y en el video se aprecia donde dicen nona, 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 o sea, llorona. Yo les entiendo que llorona o señora.
Now consider this. There was no one else in the house at the time. No visitors. No other adults around. So where did that voice come from? Were the children seeing something that the adults couldn't perceive? Was that whisper just a coincidence? Or yet another sign that something truly strange manifested itself in that room? Look closely at everything and tell me, what do you think was there with them? A girl had just received a doll as a gift from her parents and was clearly happy. After all, it was exactly the toy she had asked for. Excited, she decided to record a video to show her classmates at school later. Everything starts out innocent until, as the girl holds the doll up to the camera, something completely unexpected happens, and the shock is immediate.
Right now, but yeah, I didn't go in with any eyeshadow because I didn't want. Do you guys see that?
Now, pay very close attention to this detail. While she's handling the doll, its head suddenly snaps to the side, turning to look directly at the child in a strange, unnatural motion, as if it were staring right at her. Her reaction is instant. The discomfort on her face is impossible to ignore. Look closely at the movement. When the footage is examined carefully, it becomes clear that it isn't the girl's hand causing the doll's head to rotate. Some viewers have offered a more skeptical explanation, pointing out that the doll appears to have something like a cloth or towel over its head, and that the added weight could theoretically have caused the movement. But watch again and focus on the timing and the way it happens. Even with that possibility in mind, many people believe the video captures something genuinely supernatural. And now I want to hear your opinion. Was this just a coincidence? Or did something truly strange reveal itself in front of the camera? While I was browsing Reddit in search of disturbing content, I came across an extremely unsettling video. What makes it even more intriguing is that, despite how disturbing it is, there's almost no concrete information about where this footage actually came from. Even so, the images grab your attention immediately. In the video, we see a person walking alone down a narrow corridor, surrounded by silence, until something completely unexpected happens. Pay close attention to what follows. The person begins to hear the sound of footsteps around them, as if something is moving very close by. Notice this detail. The sound is clear, yet there is absolutely no one in sight. Moments later, they approach a door at the end of the corridor and decide to open it. The instant the door swings open, a terrifying figure is standing directly in front of them. The reaction is immediate. The person turns and runs away in sheer panic. This video has intrigued thousands of people precisely because of that sudden, shocking impact. Even though it's deeply disturbing, many believe it isn't a real recording. Now, I want to know what you think. After examining every detail, Do you believe this is a genuine supernatural encounter, or just a very well-produced hoax? The account known as Mama Fox belongs to a woman who has been drawing attention online after sharing a series of strange events taking place inside her own home. And it all begins in a seemingly simple way. In one of her accounts, she says she was lying on the couch, resting, when she suddenly felt something pull her leg. Pay close attention to this moment. Her leg clearly moves to the side, as if something invisible applied force to it. And it doesn't stop there. Shortly afterward, still visibly groggy, she tries to get up, and that's when the situation becomes even more unsettling. According to her, something pushes her. Watch her reaction. It doesn't feel staged, but rather like genuine confusion and shock.
What just happened? What the fuck just happened? Babe, are you okay? Babe, are you okay? Babe, are you okay? Are your legs okay? Are your legs okay?
Mama Fox herself believes she was the victim of a spiritual attack, especially because, according to her, these kinds of incidents have been happening more and more frequently inside the house. On another day, while she was in the kitchen preparing a meal, something happens right in front of her eyes. She's standing still when all of a sudden, the lid of a pot begins to move on its own. Notice this detail. The movement doesn't appear to be caused by steam, temperature, or vibration, and this isn't an isolated event. On another occasion, the camera captures the exact moment a piece of cutlery moves by itself and falls to the floor.
What in the hell?
What makes this even stranger is the object's starting position. The utensil was completely settled inside the container, yet it's suddenly thrown out. Watch carefully. It feels as if someone pulled it. The woman stands there in silence, trying to process what just happened. And that pause alone speaks volumes about the impact of the moment. What makes everything even more disturbing is what she shares afterward. Mama Fox says she hasn't been doing well in that house. She claims to have suffered a concussion after an unexplained fall, and also says she was electrocuted in another incident. For obvious reasons, she chose not to post those videos, but she makes it clear that she will do whatever it takes to leave that place as soon as possible. Now, look at the pattern. Objects moving on their own, unexplained physical contact, and recurring accidents. Coincidence? Psychological suggestion? Or something truly inexplicable sharing the same space with her? The decision is up to you. About a year ago, in a city in Mexico, a man began drawing widespread attention online after sharing footage captured by a security camera installed inside his own home. According to him, what was recorded during the early morning hours was anything but ordinary. On the contrary, he claims the images show what appears to be a real alien being materializing inside the house, something that left thousands of people intrigued and deeply divided.
Vean la cámara sale y entra el infrarrojo. Vean eso, pero ustedes ahorita ven la luz, se ve muy rara, vean ahí. Ahorita les voy a mostrar a ustedes. Eso que se ve ahí es una esfera. Yo ahorita la estaba viendo, es una esfera. Pero ahorita les voy a mostrar quién trae en la mano esa esfera. Vean ustedes y vean cómo se desaparece. Vean lo que hacen. Vean lo que hacen. Vean lo que hacen y vean, se van y vean lo que se ve. Es increíble.
When the footage is examined closely, a sphere of light can be seen suddenly appearing inside the home. Notice this detail. The light does not come from outside. It simply manifests within the enclosed space. Moments later, a sinister figure emerges directly from that sphere, staring straight at the camera. Its appearance is eerily humanoid, yet marked by features that resemble what many people describe as an alien entity. Pay close attention to how long the figure remains visible. Within just a few seconds, it vanishes completely, as if it had never been there at all. The man insists that this recording is definitive proof of a visitor from another planet. But look carefully at the details and think it through. Are we truly witnessing something extraterrestrial? Or is there a completely different explanation for what was captured that night? And there you have it, Rulers of the Night. Those were 8 terrifying videos currently circulating out there. If any of them sent chills down your spine, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Stay alert, because the darkness is always watching. Until next time.